So I've got my protein shake here and I am ready to go for the day. But I just got off a call with a client. And again, this is something that has been happening pretty regularly. And I had to have a talk with one of my clients this morning. And I said to her, we have got to stop thinking that the amount of food that we eat isn't important as long as we're eating the right things. Because I tell my clients all the time, you can overeat the quote unquote healthy foods and still gain weight. And I said to her, if you eat so healthy and the amount of food that you ate wasn't an issue, then why are you overweight? If the amount of food that you eat isn't important and it's only important what you eat, then if you eat as healthy as you say you do, then you wouldn't have an issue with your weight. But the fact that you do have an issue with your weight and you feel like you eat healthy foods tells me that if you in fact do eat healthy foods, then it can't just be about the what, but it also must be about the how much. And I had another talk with one of my clients, a different client that was also kind of guessing and eyeballing. And I said to her, what do you do for a living? And she works at a dialysis clinic. And I said to her, would it be acceptable if you guessed the amount of medicine you gave to your patients that were on dialysis? And of course, she said no. I said, of course not, because that would be life or death for those patients. You need to be precise with the amount of medication you're giving to those patients. Now, I said, of course, this is not life or death, but this could be life or death to your results, because it's not just important what you eat. The amount you eat is equally, if not more important, because remember, you can overeat the healthiest of foods and still gain weight. Now, I will admit that it is much harder to overeat the healthy foods. People are more unlikely to overeat the quote unquote healthier foods, but it still can be done. And I've met countless clients over the year that have overdone what they thought was healthy. Now, some of them, what they thought was healthy wasn't actually that healthy. So they were just overeating foods that they thought were healthy that wasn't actually that healthy. But you can overeat the quote unquote healthy foods and still gain weight. So we've got to stop thinking that it's only important what you eat and not how much you eat. And I think for a lot of people, they want to get by doing the least amount of work. I will admit, in the beginning, tracking your food is difficult, but so is anything that's new. Anything that's new is going to be difficult when you first start doing it. And then once you get used to it and you get in that rhythm, it gets easier and it gets easier and it gets easier and it gets faster. You make less mistakes. So I tell all my clients, I say, don't get frustrated initially, because this right here is going to be one of the most important things that's going to lead you from where you're at to where you want to be, because knowledge is power. And if you don't know, you don't know. I said to one of my clients, if I put on your meal plan, you need to eat 4 ounces of chicken. How do you know if you're eating 4 ounces of chicken if you don't weigh it? So what's the sense of me giving you a meal plan if you're not going to follow it and you're just going to guess your way through it? So I wanted to share that story with you. So if you're struggling losing weight and you're not weighing and measuring your foods and you think you're doing the right things, well, you need to go from thinking you're doing the right things to knowing you're doing the right things. And the only way you're going to do that is start measuring and measure accurately. So let me know what you think about that below. And if you need any help on your journey, click the first link down below in the description. Fill out the form, and the two of us together will figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. And as always, the first coaching call is free.